Las Vegas, 1972. Spotlights swept the showroom as Elvis launched into Can't Help Falling in Love. Then he froze. A small girl in the front row held out her teddy bear, tiny hands shaking. 15,000 people watched the king stop the show. If you believe moments of kindness can echo louder than any song, stay with us. This story of Elvis and a little girl's teddy bear will remind you why compassion made him unforgettable. The first notes cut through the dark like sparks. Brass, sharp. Guitars ringing. A hiss of the amplifiers fills the split second before Elvis Presley steps into the light. Las Vegas. Summer of 1972. The Hilton showroom is alive with perfume and cigarette smoke. Clinking glasses, velvet seats pressed shoulder to shoulder. 15,000 voices thunder as he appears. He is dazzling, the white jumpsuit catching every beam from the spotlights. Rhinestones glitter like ice. His cape flares for a moment, then drops behind him as he grips the microphone. The crowd screams. Some stand on chairs. Women clutch scarves, hoping for the chance he might notice, might hand one. Back damp with sweat and magic. Cameras flash, freezing the king in brilliant bursts of white. The band drives on, horns punching, drums steady. Elvis leans into the song, hips shifting with practiced ease, voice warm and commanding. Every seat vibrates with sound, but amid the roar, one quiet image breaks through. Near the front row, a small girl strains to lift something above her head. She is no more than 7. Her arms shake under the effort. In her hands, an old teddy bear, its ear nearly worn away. Beside it, a cardboard sign written in a child's uneven letters, "For Elvis, from me." She grips the bear so tightly. Her knuckles whiten. The fuzz is matted, the ribbon around its neck faded pink. It's not new, it's loved. At first, no one notices. Ushers stride the aisles, trays clink with ice. The audience sways to the music, but Elvis's eyes, restless, as always, scan the front rows. He sees everything. For a moment, midline, his gaze locks on the girl. Witnesses later recalled that his voice didn't falter, but his expression changed, fond. A flicker of recognition, like he understood the weight of what she was offering. He keeps singing. A professional never stops the show. But his eyes drift back to that teddy bear, again and again, even as he belts the chorus. The girl hugs the bear once against her chest, then stretches her arms as far as they'll go, trying to reach him. She is tiny, dwarfed by the stage, lost. In the lights, Elvis shifts his stance, leaning slightly toward her, still singing. The crowd has no idea. They only see the performer at full command. But those near the front swear they saw the king's focus narrow, his world reduced to one child and one worn-out toy. He keeps time with the music, but his mind seems elsewhere. The brass section blares. The drummer drives the tempo faster. A spotlight sweeps across the ceiling, dust swirling in its beam. The Hilton showroom is electric, and yet, in the middle of it all, Elvis Presley is thinking about a teddy bear. Some say the song choice mattered. Can't Help Falling in Love. Words about devotion, about giving everything. And here, a child was offering her only treasure. The verse ends. Applause shakes the floor. Elvis flashes his trademark half-smile, but his eyes flick back once. More. He doesn't act yet. Not now. He lets the band surge on, lets the audience revel in the performance. He waits. But deep in the crowd, a girl clutches her bear, still holding her sign aloft, still waiting for him to notice again. He already has. And by the end of the night, that teddy bear will stop the show. The next song drives harder. Horns blare. Drums roll. Elvis moves with a rhythm that makes the crowd surge forward in their seats. People clap, sway, scream his name. Then he does something no one expects. He lifts his hand, just a small motion, but sharp enough that the band knows. Stop. The trumpets cut mid. Guitars choke on half a chord. The drummer freezes mid-beat, sticks suspended in the air. For a moment, silence feels louder than the music ever did. Fans murmur. A ripple of confusion spreads through the showroom. "What's wrong?" whispers a woman clutching her program. Elvis lowers the microphone. His eyes don't move from the front row. The girl still holds the teddy bear high. Her arms tremble with effort, but she doesn't let go. She presses the cardboard sign against her chest now, almost shy, almost scared. The sudden quiet presses. On the audience, you can hear the clink of a glass being set on a table, the rustle of fabric as people shift uncomfortably, the faint buzz of the stage lights. Elvis takes a step forward. His boots thud on the stage floor. Another, the crowd leans in, thousands holding their breath. Security tenses. Ushers glance at each other, unsure if they should intervene. One steps forward, but Elvis waves him off with a flick of his hand. The message is clear. Stay back. The girl hugs the bear tighter, uncertain. Her mother touches her shoulder, as if to pull her down, but the child refuses. She stays standing, eyes wide, tears gathering. Elvis crouches slightly, peering down at her. His microphone dangles at his side, picking up only the sound of his breathing. Fans strain to catch words, but none come yet. A woman nearby recalls, "Later, I could hear my own heart beating." That's how quiet it was. For the first time that night, Elvis Presley looks less like the untouchable star, more like a man caught in a private moment, except 15,000 people are watching. He tilts his head, his gaze softening, his lips part, but he doesn't sing, not yet. Instead, he steps closer to the edge of the stage. The girl blinks, clutching the bear so tightly its head bends sideways. Elvis's hand rises. Reaching toward Herb, he stops, hesitating. The crowd gasps. Some think he'll take the bear. Others wonder if he'll scold security. But then he does something even bolder. He starts climbing down. The audience erupts in shocked whispers. Ushers rush to the sides of the stage, but Elvis ignores them. His cape brushes the floor as he lowers himself carefully to the ground. His boots hit the showroom floor with a dull thump. He's off the stage. Every fan in the room leans forward, trying to see over heads, shoulders, tables. Cameras click furiously. People rise from their seats, blocking views, desperate not to miss what's about to happen. The girl's lip trembles. She clutches the bear with both arms now, unsure if she should let go. Elvis walks slowly toward her. Each step echoes his. Bodyguards hover, tense. But stay back, he won't allow them closer. It's just him and the little girl. He stops right in front of her. His shadow falls across her small frame. The spotlights catch the rhinestones on his suit, making him glow in the haze of cigarette smoke. The room is silent, thousands holding their breath. Elvis bends down. The microphone, still in his hand, catches the faint sound of his voice. Not singing this time, just a whisper, "For me." The girl nods. The bear is still in her hands. Elvis hasn't taken it yet. He waits, and then he smiles. The crowd shudders, unable to stay quiet, cheers beginning to swell. But Elvis raises one finger to his lips, and instantly silence falls. Again, the next moment will decide everything. Elvis lowers himself fully, one knee brushing the carpeted floor of the showroom. Sequins shimmer inches from the girl's wide eyes. For the first time all night. The king isn't towering above anyone, he's kneeling in front of a child. The teddy bear wobbles in her hands. She holds it out with trembling arms. For me, Elvis repeats softly, this time clear enough for those nearby to hear. The girl nods. He doesn't snatch it. He doesn't laugh. He takes the bear carefully, both hands steady, as if it were glass. Witnesses remember the way his expression changed. No grin now. Just reverence. He turns the bear slowly, studying its worn fabric, the threadbare ear, the faded ribbon. It's not a gift bought for show. It's one that's been loved to pieces. That truth hits him. The audience stirs. People crane their necks, desperate to see. Cameras flash, but no one dares shout his name. The air feels heavy, charged, and then he does something unforgettable. Elvis stands, still holding the teddy bear. From around his neck, he pulls free a long silk scarf, white with blue trim. Sweat darkens the edges, proof of the performance. Fans know these scarves thrown into the crowd. They're treasures people fight over. But instead of tossing it, he drapes the scarf carefully around the teddy bear's neck. The crowd gasps. The girl's eyes widen as Elvis lowers the bear again, kisses its fuzzy forehead, and places it gently back into her arms. A pause, and then the room explodes. Cheers erupt from every corner. Applause thunderous, like a wave crashing forward. Women cry openly, clutching their chests. Men whistle, clap, slap the tables. A sound so loud it rattles the glasses. The girl clutches her bear, now adorned with Elvis's scarf, hugging it tight against her chest. Tears spill down her cheeks. Elvis looks out at the audience. His eyes glisten. He raises the microphone, finally breaking the silence. This, he says, voice low but carrying, this is why I sing. The words slice straight through the noise. Fans scream louder, but many say later they could see tears streaking his cheeks under the lights. The band waits. No cue yet. Elvis doesn't rush. He lets the moment breathe, lets the power of silence linger even as 15,000 people shout his name. Then he lifts a hand. The band hits a soft chord, easing back into the music. But this is no longer just a concert. Something has shifted. People near the front describe goosebumps, as if they'd witnessed a secret more intimate than any show. The image of Elvis Presley, global superstar, idol, legend kneeling before a little girl, honoring her teddy bear with one of his scarves, feels like a truth no one will forget. And for the girl, the weight of the scarf presses against her. Toy, warm from Elvis's skin. She hugs it tighter, almost afraid it might vanish. Fans lean toward her, some crying, others whispering blessings, as though she's been touched by something divine. The song resumes, but the energy is different. Now, every note feels personal, like Elvis is singing to them all, but also just to her. In the back rows, people stand to see better, tears streaming. Ushers stop moving, their trays forgotten. Even security softens, watching with folded arms. The teddy bear has changed everything, and though the concert continues, no one is thinking about the settlist anymore. They're thinking about what they just witnessed, a man who gave back more than he received. But this isn't the end. Because the next choice Elvis makes pulls every single person in that room into the moment. The teddy bear rests safely in the little girl's arms, scarf draped around its neck. She holds it like treasure. Elvis stays close, still looking at her even as the cheers roar on. He lifts the microphone, his voice calm but steady. "Let's do this one together." The band hesitates, unsure. Then he nods. A soft guitar intro begins, slow and tender. "Love me tender, love me sweet." The moment changes instantly. The crowd falls quiet. Then like a tide returning, thousands of voices rise. Men, women, children, strangers packed into the Las Vegas Hilton showroom, all singing in unison. 15,000 people, one song. Elvis smiles faintly, letting them carry the verse. He sings a line, then lets the audience echo it back. No longer a performance, it's communion. A woman in the fourth row grabs her husband's hand. Two teenagers behind her sway, tears running down their faces. A group of servicemen in uniform stationed nearby and lucky enough to get tickets sing louder than anyone. Their voices cracking. One man recalls later, "It felt like church without walls." Nobody cared who was next to them. We were all part of something. Elvis turned slightly, facing the crowd instead of the spotlight. His cape glimmers, rhinestones flashing as he moves slowly across the stage. But his eyes keep finding the girl with the teddy bear, making sure she still clutches it close. The verse swells. Elvis places his free hand over his heart, then lets his voice soar. The sound is powerful, but there's a softness too, like he's reminding everyone that tenderness is strength. And then it happens. Elvis brushes the corner of his cheek with the back of his hand. A tear glints in the spotlight. The man who seemed larger than life, openly cries. The audience gasps, then sings louder, as though trying to hold him up. The Hilton showroom shakes with the sound of thousands of voices, but inside, that storm is something gentle, a collective heartbeat. Elvis lowers his head for a moment, then raises it again. He nods at the band, signaling them to quiet. The music softens until only the guitar remains. He kneels briefly, leaning toward the girl again, and whispers something. The microphone doesn't catch it. Fans strain, desperate to know. Some say it was, "Don't ever stop believing." Others insist it was, "You're the reason I do this." No one will ever be sure, but the girl nods, clutching the teddy bear. Even tighter, her lips trembling in a silent thank you. Elvis rises slowly. The song drifts to its final line, "For my darling, I love you." And then the audience finishes it for him, "And I always will." Silence follows. For a heartbeat, nothing, no clapping, no shouting, just the heavy weight of what they've shared. Then the applause erupts, rolling through the showroom like thunder. Some stand on chairs, others pound the tables, many simply sob. The band waits for Elvis's cue, but he doesn't give it. He stands still, chest heaving, eyes closed for a moment as if trying to memorize it all. The girl hides her face in the teddy bear's fur, overcome. The scarf brushes her cheek. She'll never forget how it smelled faintly of sweat and cologne. Elvis finally looks up, raising the microphone again. "That," he says, voice rough with emotion, "is how love sounds." The room answers with another roar. But as the noise builds, Elvis glances again at the little girl, almost protective, as if worried the magic might overwhelm her. He leans down, shielding her from the crowd's eyes for just a second. He whispers, again, too soft to catch. The mystery lingers. What did he say? The final notes fade, leaving the Hilton showroom in stunned silence before applause surges like a tidal wave. Ushers stand frozen. Even the bartenders stop mid-pour. For a moment, no one cares about drinks or tables. They've seen something greater than a concert. Elvis gives a final bow, sweat gleaming on his forehead, and disappears into the wings. The crowd erupts again, stomping, clapping, shouting for an encore. But the king doesn't return. He leaves them with the memory. In the lobby, chaos takes over. Fans rush to telephones, eager to tell anyone who will listen. He cried. One woman insists to a stranger. Elvis cried in front of all of us. Others can't stop talking about the teddy bear, the scarf, the way he whispered to the girl. Reporters scribble furiously in notebooks, piecing together quotes. Photographers chase leads, desperate to find the family before they slip away. But the little girl, still clutching her teddy bear, vanishes into the Vegas night with her. Parents? No interviews, no spotlight, just silence after the storm. Some say they saw Elvis backstage, shaken, sitting quietly in his dressing room, scarfless, staring at the floor. A member of the band recalls him murmuring, "That little girl gave me more than I gave her." Stories spread like wildfire. Each retelling changes slightly. In one version, Elvis promised to see her again. In another, he ordered staff to send gifts to the family. What's certain is this: the image of the king, kneeling before a child, traveled farther than any headline. Weeks pass. Fans bring teddy bears to concerts across the country, tossing them on stage. Elvis laughs, collects them, sometimes returns them with scarves, sometimes keeps them piled near the mic stand. But none of those bears compare to the first. Open loop. What happened to the girl? Did she keep the teddy bear? Did Elvis ever reach out again? No one knows for sure until whispers surface a year later. According to those close to the family, a package arrived at their home. Brown paper wrapping, heavy, stamped with a Memphis postmark. The mother hesitates to open it, heart pounding. Who could it be from? The girl, older now by a year, runs her, small fingers over the taped seams. She begs, "Please, Mama, open it." Inside, nestled carefully, is something unexpected. A child-sized guitar, polished to a shine, and on its wooden body, Elvis's unmistakable signature. But that's not all. Tucked inside the case, folded neatly, lies a handwritten note. The words would change the way the family remembered that night forever. The mother unfolds the note slowly, her hands trembling. The paper is thick, cream-colored, the kind used for personal stationery. Ink flows in bold, unmistakable strokes. For the girl with the teddy bear. You'll always have a seat in the front row, Elvis. Silence hangs in the room. The little girl stares at the guitar, its polished surface glowing under the kitchen light. Her reflection wavers in the lacquer, small and fragile, but next to Elvis's signature, she feels seen - important. Her mother presses the note to her chest, tears streaming freely now. "Do you understand what this means?" she whispers, though the girl is too young to grasp it fully. The father lifts the guitar from the box, strumming a chord softly. Even untuned, the sound fills the room like a blessing. He sets it carefully into the girl's lap. Her fingers brush the strings, hesitant at first, then firmer, as though she's afraid to break something sacred. The teddy bear rests beside her, still wearing Elvis's scarf. Two treasures now, one old and worn, one brand new, but both forever tied to that single night in Las Vegas. Word spreads among neighbors and friends. Some say Elvis instructed his staff to send it personally. Others believe he wrote the note himself, sealing it before rehearsal. No one can prove which version is true, but the story spreads anyway, because the gift is real, and the handwriting undeniable. For the family, it becomes more than a souvenir. It's a reminder that their daughter's courage lifting that teddy bear high, refusing to lower her arms, had moved a man worshipped by millions. Years later, those who knew the girl say she kept both treasures safe, the bear, tattered but still wrapped in Elvis's scarf, the guitar, displayed in the family home, polished but rarely played, not because it was fragile, but because it was sacred. Fans often talk about Elvis's generosity, Cadillacs given to strangers, jewelry handed out backstage. But this story is different. This was no grand public gesture, no flashy gift to make headlines. This was quiet, personal, meant for one child who had given him something money couldn't buy her trust. And that's why, according to those who were there, 15,000 people cried that night, not because a teddy bear changed hands, but because they saw something rare, a man who could fill stadiums pause for a single little girl. The scarf, the song, the tears, the note, these became threads in a story retold across decades. Proof that Elvis Presley wasn't only the king of rock and roll, he was the king of noticing the unnoticed. For the girl, the teddy bear was never just a toy. Again, it was a symbol that kindness can stop the world for a moment. And for Elvis, maybe it was a reminder, too, that behind the spotlights and rhinestones, true connection happens in silence, in eye contact, in gestures no camera can fully capture. One small gift, one whispered line, one guitar from Memphis, and a story that still makes thousands weep. Because sometimes the greatest legacy isn't in the songs we remember, but in the moments of love we can't forget. If this story touched you, share it with someone who believes kindness can stop a room, and tell me what moment of unexpected generosity has stayed with you all your life.